Shankaracharyan Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururapneti Murli Veda Vibhamine Vyomavadhyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. So this morning we saw Vedas are the means of knowledge. They are pramana. And they are pramana in their own domain. They are dealing with that subject matter which is not available for other means of knowledge independently. That is why they are called apaurushaya. Apaurushaya Vishaya Pratipadikatvat apaurushaya. Since they are revealing the subject matter which is not available for human intellect, therefore apaurushaya. Another reason, they are not created by any human being, therefore also apaurushaya. And in that context I said, since Vedas are apaurushaya, therefore they cannot be called scientific. Why? Because for something to be called scientific, it should be logical. The first principle of science is that whatever you present, it should be logical. What is logical? That which can be proved by logic is called logical. And the subject matter of Vedas cannot be proved by logic. Therefore, it cannot be called logical, and therefore it cannot be called scientific. If you want to call scientific, we don't have problem. But we will not call our Vedas scientific. If you are so happy and you think science is great, science is very great. Don't think I am a person against science. I love science. I read so many books or so many articles on science. So I am not against science. It is something like when I say, my eyes cannot hear sound. My eyes cannot hear sound. Does it mean I am against the eyes? I don't like the eyes? No. It is just a statement of fact. It is not that we are against science. In fact, because of this science alone, you are able to hear me now. The scientific all developments, this we have, technology, therefore you are able to hear, we are able to communicate through mobile and all. So, we are very much indebted to science. But we need to understand that the area of Shastra is not falling within the purview of science. That much only. It is not that it is against science. Vedas are not against science. Therefore, Vedas are not anti-scientific. Vedas are not illogical or Vedas are not anti-logical. Vedas are alogical. That much only is to be understood. Why we emphasize, Swamiji, or why you are talking about all this? Why don't you start Amritabindupanishad? Because we need to have proper approach towards Shastra. We need to know what is the place of Upanishad in our pursuit of knowledge. Then only you will be benefited from the scriptures sufficiently, effectively. Therefore we are talking. Alright. So Vedas are apaurushaya and they are divided into two parts, Karma Kanda and Dana Kanda. Dana Kanda is called Vedanta. At the end of the Vedas, therefore it's called Vedanta. And this Vedanta is otherwise called Upanishad. The word Upanishad, that is where we had stopped. Upanishad has got primary meaning in the form of knowledge of true nature of myself. Atma Vidya or Brahma Vidya is the meaning of the word Upanishad. Vidya means knowledge. Knowledge of my true nature is called Upanishad. And that is conveyed by the word Upanishad itself. Upa means near, proximate. And this is the knowledge about the proximate. And what is the most proximate? Myself. Where the distance is zero. When distance is very little, also we call proximate. I, the self, am the most proximate. In fact, proximate is not the word, that proximate. So, Upa conveys the idea of the self. So, this knowledge is about the self which is sought after by everyone. It is knowledge of that self which is called Brahma, which is sought after by everyone. Everybody is seeking fulfillment, adequacy, fullness. In fact, that is what you want. You may say, I want music, I want money, I want recognition. But behind all of them, what you are seeking is completeness. You want to become a complete man. You know, there is Raman shooting advertisement for that. Complete man. Nowadays, that advertisement doesn't come. Earlier it was a complete man. Everybody wants to become complete. And the self which is complete is indicated by the word Upa. In Upanishad, Upa means the complete self which everybody is seeking. Me means Nishchita Dhanam, well ascertained knowledge. So Upa and Ni means well ascertained knowledge about oneself. By well ascertained knowledge, what we mean is the knowledge which is free from doubts, error and vagueness. That knowledge is called well ascertained knowledge. So Upani means the knowledge about the complete self free from doubts, vagueness and error. And when this knowledge is attained, what is the result? That is indicated by the word Shad. Sadguru Dhatu is there, and by that the idea conveyed is that this knowledge is wearing out, is removing all the anartha. Anartha means the undesirable. What you do not want is called anartha. Dukkha, bhaya. You do not want this pain, you don't want fear. So all of them are called anartha, and that is removed by this knowledge that is conveyed by the word Shad. And also it conveys that this knowledge removes these undesirable factors along with their cause. So completely destroys the anartha along with its cause. That also is conveyed by the word Shad. This is another dhatu is there. One is Visharana, other is Avasada. And it also conveys that this Vidya helps you to claim what you are seeking in your life, which is called Brahma. So Brahma Brahmayati, that which helps you to own up your fullness. That is what this Brahma Vidya is. And since Brahma Vidya is of this nature, therefore it is called Upanishad. So Upanishad is that knowledge of complete self which is well ascertained and destroys the problem of samsara. That is conveyed by the word Upanishad. So Upanishad primarily refers to the knowledge of complete self. But in secondary sense, the text which is revealing this knowledge, Shabda Rashi, what we are studying, Here we are going to study in Upanishad, Taittiriya, etc. We have studied Satyam, Dhanam, Anantam, Brahma. All these words which are occurring at the end of the Vedas, that text consisting of words, that also is called Upanishad. So, primary meaning of the Upanishad is the knowledge of complete self. The secondary meaning of Upanishad is the text which is revealing the knowledge. And Bhashyakara gives the example that how the text can be called Upanishad. Because Upanishad means Brahma Vidya. The text is not Brahma Vidya. For that, Bhashyakara gives the example, Ayurved Ghritam. Ghee is longevity. The ghee in those days, nowadays people say ghee is cholesterol, what is called cholesterol, fat, heart attack, that's how it is. But in those days when people were working very hard, so ghee was called longevity. Even though ghee is not longevity by itself, but it is the means for longevity, therefore it is called longevity. Similarly, the Upanishad, the text occurring at the end of the Vedas, itself is not Brahma Vidya, therefore it is not Upanishad. But since it is the means for Upanishad, Brahma Vidya, therefore the text also is called Brahma Vidya. And when we interpret the word Upanishad as the text, then question will come, how many Upanishads are there? When we are taking primary meaning of the word Upanishad, we cannot ask this question. Because Upanishad means Brahma Vidya. How many Brahma Vidyas are there? Only one is there. But when we say Upanishad means text, then we can ask this question, how many Upanishads are there? We have different number, but one number is very popular, and that is 108. There are 108 Upanishads mentioned in one Upanishad itself, called Muktika Upanishad. Bhagavan Sri Rama is telling Hanumanji, there are 108 Upanishads. And out of them, 108, 10 Upanishads are considered to be the main ones, popular ones. Isha, Kena, Katha, Prashna, Munda, Mandukya, Tittirihi, Aitariya, Chandogya, Brihadaranyaka. These 10 are considered to be main Upanishads. More popular Upanishads, representative Upanishads. The Upanishads which are representing all the Vedas. And there in Muktika Upanishad it is said, Mamukshunam Mandukyam Ekameva Anam. He starts with this. He said one Upanishad itself is enough. Mandukya Upanishad. In fact, Mandukya is representing. Any one Upanishad is enough. If one studies well, teacher teaches well and the student studies well, one Upanishad is enough. But for most of them, one is not enough. They, in fact, when one is getting over, they are waiting. Somebody, what is the next Upanishad? That will be good. So, second Upanishad, they are waiting. First Upanishad, there was one, then nothing happened. Second, third. So, they say, if one doesn't work, like one roti was not enough for you, then what? One more. Then say 10 Upanishads you study. If one did not work, Bhagavan Ramchandra doesn't say you study 5. From 1 to 10 only. So, if one didn't work for you, or you didn't get satisfaction. Something you got, but not full satisfaction. Then you have 10 Upanishads. Some people, 10 Upanishads also I studied. Then what? Then he said 32 Upanishads. So, he increases. 32 Upanishads. A list is given there. And in 32 also doesn't work. 108. Some people say 108 also I studied. Then what? You do tapas. Some tapas, 32-year tapas you do. So then it will give you enough purity to understand and assimilate the mission. So there are many Upanishads, 108 Upanishads. Out of them, 10 Upanishads are considered to be the main ones. They use the word major Upanishad. Generally we don't say major, but they use. So we also say major Upanishads. Popular Upanishads, important Upanishads. Important in the sense of they are covering the vision of Vedanta very well with sufficient prakriyas, methods. The Upanishad which we are going to study is outside the major Upanishads. The major Upanishad is generally taught. So we have to have something which is not taught. So therefore, not therefore, but that is also one Upanishad to be studied, nice to study, and therefore we have taken up this Upanishad which is called Amritabindupanishad. But one thing we need to know is whatever be the Upanishad, the final vision of every Upanishad is the same. Generally, all the Upanishads will have three topics. The first topic is introduction. In introduction, the limitations of other pursuits are shown very well. That how this artha, wealth, kama, sense pleasure, and even punyam, which can take the person to heaven, etc., that will not solve your problem. That is shown. Tadyatha karmachito lokah kshiyate evameva mutra punyachito lokah kshiyate. Just as any result you have obtained here, it is exhausted. Similarly, any result you will be obtaining in other loka, that also will be exhaustible. And so limitations of other pursuits, that comes under introduction. Then discovery of this moksha as the parama purushartha. Parama purushartha means the ultimate purushartha. Moksha alone is the ultimate human goal, that is shown. Pariksha lokam karmachitam nirvedamayat nasti akritah kritena. So, moksha is shown as the ultimate purushartha. And this moksha, ultimate purushartha means what? Having attained which no more goal is to be attained, remains to be attained, that is called parama purushartha, ultimate purushartha. Purushartha means human goal. And after talking about moksha as a parama purushartha, the sadhana for moksha is also talked about. What is the sadhana? And there the analysis of the moksha, the nature of moksha is done, and it is shown that this moksha is in the form of sense of limitation, and it is because of ignorance, and ignorance can go by knowledge. Therefore, knowledge is the means for moksha. That also is talked about in the introduction. And this knowledge is possible only by Shravana, listening to the scripture through a teacher, Manana, removing the doubts, Nididhyasanam, contemplation, that also is talked about. So, the Purushartha, the goal and the means for attaining the goal, that is talked about. And also one important thing talked about is that the pursuit of knowledge means the Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam will be effective only when a person is qualified. So what are the qualifications required for a seeker of knowledge, seeker of freedom? That also is talked about. And generally we talk about two things. One is Chitta Shuddhi and other is Chitta Naishchalyam. Purity of the mind and the steadiness of the mind. And how to get them? That also is talked about. The purity of the mind is by Karma Yoga, steadiness of the mind by Vipassana, that also is talked about. So all these come under introduction. But lamba introduction. So very long introduction. Then the second topic of Vedanta is the vision of truth. The main topic. What is the truth of everything? Truth of yourself, the world and even the cause of this world. That is the second topic. And this particular topic is generally started with the inquiry into the nature of oneself. Who am I inquiry? Technically we call Jiva Swarupa Vichara, the analysis into the nature of Jiva. Another word we use, Tvam Padartha Vichara. What is the nature of the Tvam in this particular popular sentence Tattvamasi? That is called Tvam Padartha Vichara. And under that we inquire, who am I? Generally people don't have this question because people are so busy with so many things. But some people who have some leisure, they will have this question, who am I? So generally people say, so I am Mr. So and so, I am Devadatta, I am Lata, Sita, Radha, whatever. That's what I am. But we say that is your name. You say I am Radha, I am Sita. That is your name. Who is that? Who is given this name? For whom the name is, who is that? And we have that confused version about ourselves. Sometimes we say, my body is fat. Sometimes I say, I am fat. Sometimes I say, I am disturbed. Sometimes I say, I am very loving. I am caring. I am blind. I am not blind. So, my version about myself keeps changing. So, Shastra says, you seem to be confused about what you are and what you are not. What you are is called Atma and what you are not is called Anatma, non-self. And there is a confusion between self and non-self, like a boundary problem. This China will say this is our place, India will say this is our place. So India, non-India, confusion. Similarly here, self, non-self, confusion is there. Therefore what is required is this separation, not physical separation, cognitive separation of the self and non-self, so that I know the self without mixing up. And for that, Shastra gives us the principle. It is called Drit Drishya Viveka. Viveka means discrimination of the self and non-self. And the principle is whatever I am aware of, I am different from that. Whatever I am aware of, I am different from that. With reference to the objects, we do not have problem. This clip I am aware of, I do not have the confusion that I am the clip, I am this clip. No. I am this book, I don't have this confusion. I am aware of this book, I am different from the book. But when it comes to the body, there is a confusion. Why? Because sometimes say I my body, sometimes say I body. I body directly we don't say, but I say I am fat. Now fatness belongs to whom? Belongs to the body. Body is fat, but you are so conscious and so much complex. I am fat, I am fat, I am fat. In fact, if somebody calls you fat, you feel very bad. In a way, it is revealing your nature that you are not the body. So, anyway, that is how we can see. So, I am fat, I am a Brahmana, I am a Kshatriya, I am a woman, I am a man. All these are suggesting what? I am considering myself to be as good as this body is. And therefore, if some comment is made on men are like this, then some men don't like. Most of the men don't mind. But generally, some people will say, no, they are not like this. Women comments are made, women are like this. Greater uproar will be there. How can you say like this? Not like this. Why? Because I am the body. So when you register, women are, I am not, we are not like this. We are not like this. It shows what? Identification with the body. If I say that these people of Karnataka are like this, little lazy people. Suppose I say, so those who are coming from Karnataka, they say, no, we are not like this. Sometimes they make fun of Gujaratis. Say, Gujaratis will not understand Vedanta. You say, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. So those Gujarati people, no, they will say, no, we are not like this. Why? Because you consider yourself to be Gujarati. And Gujarati status belongs to what? Body. Somebody calls you old, hey old lady, hey party. Am I looking like party or what? Tata, don't call me Tata. Uncle, don't call me uncle. Am I your uncle? Am I of your uncle's age or what? All these are showing what? I consider myself to be as good or as bad as, really I don't like to use the word bad, as good as God. Shastra says, here you employ the same principle. Are you aware of your body or not? You are aware of your body. In fact, you are more aware than anybody else. That is why some pain is there. Apparently, pain doesn't appear there. If you have got, suppose, your pain, your arm, then it doesn't look different. But you say, I have pain. That's why you get medical leave, because pain cannot be seen. So you say headache is there. You say we have to accept. You are aware of your body. So since you are aware of your body, it is an object. You are someone, who are you? You are someone who are aware of this body and not the body. This is called Viveka, discrimination between the Deha and Dehi. The body and the one who is manifesting through the body. So who am I? I am the one who is manifesting through the body. I don't disconnect myself from the body. I don't say body is here, I am somewhere floating. That is not our understanding. I am different from the body, not confined to or limited as the body, but I am the witness of the body, I am the knower of the body, I am someone who is aware of this body. This understanding brings you objectivity about the body. It is the first lesson of Vedanta. First lesson itself, many people don't cross. Some people remain in the first grade itself. So, first grade, where I become objective about this body. Objective means what? Seeing the body as it is, without involving any subjectivity, I do not judge myself based on the body's condition. That is called objectivity about the body. Somebody calls you that you are old. In your mind, you understand the body is old. I am the knower of the body which is old. And you don't have to have complexes based on your grey hair. Many people have the complex. Oh, Swamiji, my hair should not be grey, so they have to dye. In Ramayana, the story comes when Dasharatha, when he is combing his hair, he is seeing in the mirror, he is seeing some grey hair. And when he sees the grey hair, he decides, okay, now it is time to retire. Our modern father, if he had seen grey hair, what will he say? Oh, I need to dye hair. Time has come for dyeing hair. I don't mind you dye it, no problem. But the pressure that if my hair is seen to be grey, what will people think? that pressure you can be get up. You died, but by chance die did not come. So you did not die about it. So it's okay. Once in a while, it's okay. Let people see that this is not original. In fact, when you are having this dye, most of the people know it. Therefore, they call it looks like natural hair. You know? So you understand that it is not natural. Why complex? You dye it because you have to work, and based on that, people will give you job or not give you job. Therefore, you do it. But let there not be pressure for it. Baldness is there. People struggle so much to implant hair, and it is creating some other health issues. You are relaxed about all fats related to the body. Whether body is old, young, Gujarati, Tamilian, or Kannadiga, whatever. This is where the body was born. Indian, foreigner. Problem? The people have complex. Oh, we are considered foreigner. Is a title based on the body. That's it. Objectivity is the outcome, is the result of understanding I am different from this body. In fact, when somebody makes a comment based on your body, it is a good opportunity to see how much you have assimilated this fact. I am aware of this body. I am not the body. If somebody calls you old man, how do you feel? Old lady, suppose. How do you feel? Nowadays we can't ask the age of person. Especially ladies, we should not ask this. They try their best to look younger. So therefore they don't want to reveal. In fact, yesterday I asked somebody, in some context, I generally don't ask, but in some context, because of the application for the course, so we have an age limit of 60. Then she asked me, and I said, you must be having this, you will not have problem, age limit criteria, you will not have. What is your age? I asked. She said something, what do you think? Really, she told me, taja example. So, hot coming yesterday itself. So she said something, what do you think? See, I have to be honest, no? She perhaps wanted me to tell that she is looking sweet 16, but it's not. So I told that you must be between 55 and 65. Fortunately, I was right, but I should be a little better, more considerate. She was 56. So I was. How much complex is that? So, study of Vedanta and seeing its relevancies in this manner. To what extent we are objective about the body, about our gender, about our community, caste, whatever, how objective we are. So first lesson of Vedanta is appreciating this fact, I am different from body, I am aware of this body. In fact, it's a nice exercise. Every day 2-3 minutes, you just see this fact. You just go through all parts of the body and appreciate, I am aware of this body. It's a very good exercise. Every day, 2-3 minutes. From the toes to the top of the head, you just go through mentally. I am aware of this part, I am aware of this part, I am aware of this part. I am aware of this body, I am different from this body. Similarly, sense organs. Eyes. I am aware of the eyes. Doctor also has to ask you whether this glass is better or that glass is better. He puts they will have a frame and they will put the glass. They will ask, this is better or this is better. He said that the previous one better. How about this? No, this is better. How about this? The previous one better. Which previous one better? Confusion happens. But finally, doctor has to ask you whether you are seeing or not. It means you are someone who is aware of the eyes. Eyes means the faculty of seeing. And similarly ears, whether you hear or you don't hear, the audiology test also they will say, raise your finger. When you hear, you raise your finger. So we have to do anubhav. So you are aware of the ears. Whether some smell is coming or not, you are aware. You are able to experience smell or not. You are aware. Touch, you are aware. Taste, you are aware. Whether your tongue tastes well or not, you are aware. Therefore, you are someone who is aware of the sense organs. You are someone who is aware of the mind also. In your mind there is anger. Sometimes you are able to hide it from others. When somebody comes, you are about to go for movie and somebody comes after so many years. Then they ask, did we disturb them? No. You have to say like this. In fact, to some people, especially if they are in-laws side. So you have to say, no. Inside you are feeling very much disturbed. Angry. No, please come. We are so happy. Always you have to tell. But you know what is exactly there in your mind. So you are someone who is aware of your mind. And when you understand this, I am someone who is aware of the mind, I am not the mind, then you can be objective about the mind. Being objective about the mind means what? Not making judgment about myself based on the conditions of the mind. That is called objectivity of the mind. Objectivity regarding mind is this. Generally we make confusions. I am very short-tempered, I am an angry man, I am very loving, I am caring, etc. So you make judgment about yourself. Nowadays, Swamiji, I am so sad. So sad. But really speaking, you are someone who is aware of the sad mind. You can say the mind is like this now, mind is dull. Swamiji, it is 9 o'clock, night, therefore things don't go inside. Come back. Therefore, generally in night satsang we try to conclude as early as possible. Because we know the dullness will be there. So I am aware of the mind. I am aware of the intellect. Intellect which is understanding, not understanding. Sometimes people will nod their head, but really they don't understand. But still they nod their head. But inside they know that we don't understand. But we don't want other speaker to know that we don't understand. So they nod their head little more than other people. But you know you understand or you don't understand. You are aware of the intellect. So I am aware of this body, aware of the sense organs, aware of the mind, aware of the intellect. I am awarer. With reference to myself, who am I? I am awarer with reference to the body, etc. Who am I? I am the content of awarer or awareness, otherwise called consciousness. I am consciousness which is awarer with reference to the things I am aware of. By myself, I am awareness, consciousness. This is the vision of Vedanta about who am I. I am consciousness. In Sanskrit is called Chit, otherwise called Chaitanyam. So who am I? I am Chidatma. I am the self, Atma, who is Chit, consciousness. And I consciousness do not have birth. Body has the birth, body has death. I am free from birth and death. I consciousness am not having any sadness or elation. Sukha or dukkha, the happiness which is coming and the dukkha which is coming, they do not belong to me. I am aware of those conditions of the mind which are called happiness or sadness. So this is the understanding we receive from Vedanta in the initial stage. First understanding is I am consciousness, different from, not limited by this body, mind, sense complex, not subject to birth and death, not subject to pleasure and pain. That is what I understand. This is very useful and important understanding, but not enough. Why? Because in this understanding, we have not included the objects, including the body, mind, sense complex. What is my relationship with them? What is the truth of them? The objects I am aware of. I am aware of the entire world, including this body, mind, sense complex. But what is the truth of them? That is not included in this understanding that I am consciousness. Therefore, even though this understanding helps me a lot, but it is not complete understanding. Many people like this understanding and they say, Swamiji, I like to do this. Mano buddhi ahankara chitta ninaham nacha shrotra jivve nacha dhrana netre shivoham. That I like. Swamiji, I don't like to interact with the world. I always like to remain in meditation. If I have to interact, Swamiji, the world drags me down. I feel so disturbed. In fact, I am feeling more disturbed than when I was not in Vedanta. Before Vedanta, I was not so much, anyway I was with the world only. But now, if people come to talk to me or if I have to do something, I feel so disturbed. They think it is a very plus point. No. It shows that your understanding is not complete. Therefore, I am consciousness, different from the body, mind, sense complex, is not complete understanding. One should not stop there. And therefore, Shastra introduces the next topic, and that is the topic of creation. You are aware of this world, including your body, mind, sense complex. This is called Jagat, the world. And this world is, everything we find is intelligently put together. And anything which is intelligently put together is a product, is a creation. And any creation, any product must have a cause. So this world, being an effect, must have a cause. And what is that cause? We have to give some name. So in Shastra, give the name Brahma or Ishvara. Ishvara is the cause. Some name we have to start. So you are asking the question, what is the cause? Ishvara is the cause. And we will not stop there by just giving the name. We do further inquiry. That when we say that Ishvara is the cause, which type of cause? Because for every creation we require two types of cause. One is called material cause, other is called intelligent cause. In Sanskrit we call Upadana Karana and Nimitta Karana. Then generally in all religions, Ishvara is presented as Nimitta Karana only. Intelligent cause. God in heaven created this world. God was there in heaven, sitting there, he threw the planet. So he created the world. So they generally talk about Ishvara, God, as maker, Nimitta Karana. But Shastra says, no, it is not merely Nimitta Karanam, it is material cause as well. It is Upadana Karanam as well. Like for pot we require a maker and the material clay, similarly for this world, what is the efficient cause? Intelligent cause? Ishvara. Material cause? Ishvara. How is it possible? Generally material cause and the intelligent cause are different. Pot maker and clay are different. But here we say it is one and the same. Is it possible? Yes. Shastra gives the example of spider. The spider is the material cause and the efficient cause for the web. And better example is the dream. You are the material for the dream and you are the maker of the dream. So you are both. Similarly, for this world, Ishvara is the material and intelligent cause. And being material cause, it pervades all effects called the objects in the world. Like clay is the material cause, so it pervades all the parts. Similarly, Ishvara pervades all the objects in the world. Now question would be, I am not seeing Ishvara anywhere. How do I appreciate Ishvara everywhere? Puji Swamiji very nicely used to explain that appreciating Ishvara everywhere is possible when you see Ishvara as order. What is order? I will first give some, situations where we can appreciate order. This towel, when it is dropped, it falls down because of order, physical order. If you eat too much, more than your stomach can handle, then there can be some health issue. That is what? Order. If I run, then there will be sweating. Order. If you put curd in milk, next day you will find that milk has become curd. That is what? Order. So order is the complex of the connections among the things with each other. That is called order. So when things are connected by a particular set of laws, that set of laws, principles, that is called order. And this order has got so many manifestations. We saw just now physical order, this is dropped and it falls down, order. This our earth is moving around the sun because of order. You are able to sit because of order. I am able to speak because of this order. So my speaking is in order. You are listening, you are not listening. First hearing, there is a difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is in order. Audiological order. Then you are able to pay attention to what you are hearing, means listening. That also is in order. You are understanding. That also is in order. Epistemological order. The order related to pramana. Understanding is in order. Similarly, there is psychological order. That if a person was hurt, he or she will have tendency to hurt others. That is psychological order. If person was abused in his or her childhood, then he or she will be angry with the world. That is psychological order. Anytime a person gets angry, that anger is because of pain. If pain could not be handled, then it gets expressed in the form of anger. Pain brings or anger, that is psychological order. Thus, my all behavior are in order. And there is one important order, this order of dharma, order of right and wrong, where my behavior is in harmony with the totality, it is right. When it is not in harmony with the totality, it is wrong. That is order of dharma. And when I do right, contributory things, then I am rewarded. That is order of karma. When I do something wrong, it is punished now or later. That also is order of karma. So everything is in order. That order is Ishvara. Because order presupposes knowledge. And knowledge, any knowledge belongs to that all-knowing Ishvara. Therefore, you can appreciate Ishvara in the form of order. Somebody is having health issue, that also is because of physiological order. Nothing is outside the order. Even disorderliness is within the order. That is why you have got chaos theory. Have you heard that is a chaos theory? Theory implies what? Order. Therefore, there is nothing outside the order. Anybody's behavior is in order. And when you understand this, then you can validate the behavior of everybody, including yourself. Validate means what? Suppose somebody is shouting. Then you may feel bad. Why is he shouting now? But when you understand that he is shouting because he has so much pain, then you say, this is called validation. Validation means seeing that person's behavior is in order. Therefore, person with his behavior is in order. You can validate any behavior of any person whom you are calling hardcore criminal. That person's behavior also you can validate, not justify. Validate. There is a difference between validation and justification. What is the difference? Validation means you appreciate that particular behavior has a background. Particular background brings particular behavior. And thereby, this particular behavior is in order. Understanding in this manner the behavior of that person is called validation of the behavior. When I say that he is doing some offensive activities because of his background, and therefore his behavior, offensive behavior is in order, that is called validation of that behavior. Then what is justification? Justification is he should do like this. He should have done that. That is called justification. He is right in doing this. That is called justification. Somebody shouted at me without inquiry. Then I say that he is shouting, even though I had not done anything, he shouted at me. But he shouted because he was shouted at. Hurt will hurt. If you are hurt, you will hurt others. You will have tendency to hurt others. So he was shouted at. This fellow was shouted at by the boss in the office. He cannot shout back to the boss. He will lose the job. Therefore what? He comes home and shouts at his children. So if you understand the whole person, you say his behavior is understandable. But you don't say that he should have shouted. His shouting at his children without their fault is right. That is called justification. So we don't justify the behavior, wrong behavior, but we validate wrong behavior. And validate means what? His or her behavior is in order. By validation, what happens? You become free from reactions. When you validate the behavior of other person, you do not react. Like the person who is shouting and you inquire, why is he shouting? You say he has pain. Then you will not shout at that person who is shouting. Why? Because you have understood he or she has a reason. But validation does not mean if I am a judge, I will not punish the person. That is not, that is justification. So, if a person has done a wrong thing, and I am in the position where I have to give justice, I will give justice according to the prevalent law. If I have to send the person to the jail, I will do it. But I will not have the hatred to the person whom I am sending to the jail. Even capital punishment he deserves, I will give that, but not hate the person. Because in my mind there is a clear understanding that person to do that, he had some background. But at the same time, we need to maintain certain law and order, and for that, certain laws are there, and I am supposed to go by that law, and therefore I do what is to be done. But I don't hate the person. That is what the benefit of appreciating Ishvara as the author. And another great benefit is you can validate yourself with all your omissions and commissions. Everybody has this feeling, Swamiji, I should not have done that. I should not have done that. I should not have done that. And also, I should have done that. I should have done that. I should have brought up my children better. Many parents have this feeling, I should have brought up my children better. They are behaving like this. So, this guilt is there because of omissions and commissions. I did not take my parents to that hospital, otherwise they would have survived. Guilt. So, this guilt you can be free from when you appreciate this order. With that background, I did what I could do at that time. With that background, I could do that alone. Anybody in my place would have done the same thing. With that background, whatever background I had at that time, one can behave in that manner alone. And therefore, I am in order. Certain things I did not do it because my background was different. And therefore my omission was in order, my commission was in order. That's how it is. So we pronounce things wrongly. Today morning I was saying steel. So stop. So then I was laughing at myself. You can laugh at yourself. If my background is that, so you pronounce it that manner. You don't know. That's how it is. You laugh. This is how things would be. You can become kind to yourself. You can release yourself from self-judgments. That is one of the greatest benefits of understanding Ishvara to be order. In the eyes of Ishvara, I am always okay. Eyes of Ishvara means the order. I am okay. But some of the old people are saying that I am not okay. They are saying that I am not okay is in order. But I know I am okay. And thus, you can appreciate Ishvara as order. It will work like a therapist for you. More you understand Ishvara as order, more you will be able to heal your hurts and guilt. So much hurt is there, so much guilt is there. You can release yourself from that by appreciating this Ishvara as order.